So this is from December 12th. Now remember, as someone with the gift of the prophetic, I have a responsibility to declare things as I have been given them. And what's really important is, if I'm bad at this, I need to know. And the only way to discover if you're bad at this is to try. So if I'm way off, I need to try and then learn I am bad and way off, and then go back and communicate with heaven. What do I need to change? How do I need to change it? What's going on? Where did I fail? So we should know everything by New Year's Day, because the exact words God said was, you will walk and talk with Lindsey, look towards Christmas. You will walk and talk with Lindsey, look towards Christmas. And I feel like once we're at New Year's Day, we're not at Christmas anymore. So we'll see. And I told my roommate, like I got some gifts, and I told my roommate we're gonna leave these gifts out until Christmas, because until New Year's, because once the gifts go up, it doesn't feel like Christmas anymore. Which isn't me denying God, I just don't like to be a fool. And so after that, God can direct me, and I'll re-engage as he implores me to. Otherwise, I don't like to be a fool, and I feel that giving people false hope just ruins Christianity. I've seen it too many times, and I refuse to be a part of false hope. I love people too much for that. Okay, so let's see. There was something in construction, but so I wrote it was construction like on my parents' house, but I think it's my house, because I think I've always felt my parents' house is home, and my parents stayed together my whole life, so it's like family. So I think, I hope this is well received whenever she does see it, because I'm not trying to like put her on the spot or force her into a future that she doesn't want. It's all like, if you feel called to this destiny and to this adventure, by all means, spring forward to it. But if you're on the fence, I'd prefer it if you didn't, because like, I want to marry someone who wants to marry me. I don't want to marry someone who has to go, In fact, even when I would date people, if I'd ask them out and they go, well, I'd be like, never mind. No, I only date people who say like, I really want to date Joshua. If that's not their mentality, no thank you. So the guy in charge was yelling yelling at a subordinate. It was dumb stuff that resulted in like a death or destruction. So that would make sense, because the demonic would definitely want to keep our pairing apart. And even Rebecca said the same thing. She said, like, you don't understand what a power couple you'll be. And so the demonic realm does not want you to unite. Kind of exploded. Then he was saying, do you think that we don't have enough resources? Something that we can't send this person to? But it was like getting resources early. So I think heaven is already plotting our future house. And then once humanity starts building it, there's a lot of plots by the demonic to kind of sabotage it down the line as much as they can, whether it be in the physical or spiritual way. So there's probably something Lindsey and I should pray for down the road. Please remind us to pray for this. Okay, this one was weird. I had to get through customs. I couldn't get my brother and my friend to leave. They just would not do it. They kept playing video games. They wouldn't listen. I wouldn't listen to my mom. I don't think it's my mom. I think there's like a maternal figure. Finally, we leave. And then something about passports. We had to do a passport test. And there was this black woman that let me cheat but I didn't even know if she knew the tests. So that's probably going to be revealed later. I have no idea what that is. It's probably in the future, around the time we're getting our house built. Something to do with passports. I might be traveling around the world healing people or something. Someone needed help. There was a lot she didn't fill out, so I kind of did it real quick for her. Asked some questions, and the lady in charge, which looked like the first lady, said, you know, go and talk to this woman. So she was being helpful. So there might be like a mysterious stranger like helping us get through this moment. I was like, okay, what's your name? And she was like, oh, Carol. All right, maybe I'll look for Carol in the future. And then we were leaving, and I got up and I grabbed my bag, and I wasn't wearing a shirt, so that's weird. And then I grabbed my hoodie near my bag, so probably one of these. What happened after that? Something about Back to the Future. It looks like I've finally conquered the thing that becomes a thing that becomes the porn habit. Like it's like, instead of being this big issues, it's like the size of a stamp now. Okay, so I was standing where I was, and I could look down and see like, so it was like in my hometown, and I could see like this lit baseball stadium or football stadium. So that might be where I like talk, which would be kind of cool. Finally, they take out the papers, and there's still a couple of questions left. So I don't know why. I guess I'm working with I don't know. This might be way down the line, like getting one of my kids a passport or something. I don't know. So the next part of the dream. Oh, no. This is still the same part of the dream. I just messed up. Some of the questions left, like who wins the race? And there were like caterpillars drawn, and it was kind of cute. I wonder if it's like Caterpillar the tractor. And I wondered, the question about the race is like, if this person race, who would win? Like one of the caterpillars is further ahead, and one was further back, and one was a little bit back. And I was asking, who wins the race? So I think this is like an interview question, or a question to see if someone's sincere. I'll kind of ask weird questions to kind of like see how people process it. And the guy gives me a good answer. He goes, the problem is you're assuming it's in America. And then I was like, okay. And then we could get past the gate, and then I'm on the other side, and I walk into the plane, and then that's it. I was taking the test and getting on the plane at the full stadium, my brother and friend, you know what, get going. And then I saw Doc Brown. So maybe I'm doing like a kids event. Because I always wanted to like dress up as Doc Brown and try to use my gift of miraculous wonders. I always thought that'd be really cool. I knew a pastor whose friend got to go back in time and meet King David. He said when he was being lowered onto earth back in time, Hebrew was like loaded into his brain, so he got to speak to King David. Apparently he went down the street going, "The old king is dead, long live the king. The king has died, long live the king," because Saul had died, so David was now king. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I saw a Christmas steak that I took a big bite out of. That was interesting because it was raw. Not cooked right. I had some really good Christmas steaks this year. One was a bit too cooked. I mean, I like my medium rare. This one was like medium. Maybe that's what that reference is. Okay, this is weird. It's the factory. I was moving and really upset and pushing really hard. Kind of between floors. I put in path. Factory. Toxic waste is blowing green. Plan was a foot contributing towards this toxic something. making something that was like chemical shortage and glowing. I was hoping that I figured it out. Oh, and I figured it out. So I started like, I can't maybe start praying about? Turning in a circle. I don't want to get too close to the radiation station. And they started adding some stuff and everything started glowing. People were moving around the upper level positions. I need to increase my gift of dream interpretation. Weird Christmas led up. People running around trying to stay away. This is dismantled, but it was like an end game. It was so weird. I don't know. Doesn't feel like my idea to collect Christians and pray for things together. This feels like people trying to do it the other way. Like trying to do it through their own power or something that isn't good. Also probably through the government. The toxicity is interesting. Endgame. Someone is there sitting in a chair with dark clothes and nodding his head. So somebody mysterious is tired and needs a rest. Might have been me earlier. See someone taking up the disguise. They've been hiding this whole time and they have this blonde hair, and I guess it's Lindsey if she's a brunette. That one was really weird. I don't know why Lindsey would be disguised. Maybe she's watching my videos in incognito mode. Huh. Things got toxic towards the end, like doing this over and over and over and over again. Then finally he got to sit down. The mouse comes off. The girls look at each other. Also means she wasn't revealed. Just if we don't. I don't know what that means. The mouse comes off. The problem is I record these and I don't always remember the imagery. The mouse comes off? I remember the two girls looking at each other. Costume comes off. That was a thing when I was younger. I was talking about Mickey Mouse and one of my friends said, you know, he's not real. And it was just such a weird thing to say because he was trying to break me because I think his parents were bullies. And I asked my parents if Mickey Mouse wasn't real. And they're like, no, he's not real. And I liked that they told me the truth, but I was also sad. Like I felt like I had lost something. Not that Mickey Mouse wasn't real, but that people weren't willing to play pretend with me. Like it was so important that they tell me it's not real, we couldn't play. And that's what I felt I lost. Like I wanted to engage with people, to play pretend. But everyone always had to be so rude. Okay, so it's like this elevator and it has a mirror on the left. I guess this is how we're seeing things. There's a mirror on the left. And like she's dancing and everyone's dancing with her and there's a choreography to it. There's a dancing to it. And I feel like I can also say it's Dancing Mat. So I remember that. It was the song from Final Fantasy VI by Nobuo Uematsu, the composer of the Final Fantasy music. And so I wondered, this isn't me trying to be like over egotistical, but I have no problem putting out my conjectures so that way I can be wrong, because I need to know when I'm wrong, not just hide where I'm weak. And so I was wondering if there's like a madness that Lindsey's going through on her way to becoming like a super soldier, super prophet, super person of heaven. I also remember the last time I was in a committed relation, like a long-term committed relationship, my girlfriend would pick up on the supernatural system within me. The therapist I had 20 years ago said you have a strong connection, strong spiritual connection. And so like I started to feel this music in my chest, and I looked at my girlfriend. I'm like, oh my God, she's hearing it. She's gonna start dancing. And then I see her start to go like this and then start dancing. And I was like, whoa, okay. And it was art class, so everyone kind of ignored her, but I was like, this is way more important than I've been thinking. Like everyone always told me I was crazy, but I'm like, no, I am not crazy. I'm underrating this. There's a Final Fantasy element. So she sees it like a mirror. She sees this choreography. I guess she's finally seeing it. And then I went, just how many, like 18 or 16 episodes that she features in. So I think there's 16 or 8 episodes that are about Lindsey. I haven't gone back and counted because I'm still trying to get through my backlog. What am I on, like December 12th? And I gotta get to like 29. And then every day I have a new one. So I haven't gone back to count. But at the time, I bet that number's right. It feels right. So I'm trying to be a fly on the wall, figure it out. But I immediately grabbed them and threw them out, called her over as Christina. I remember this. I called her Christina in a dream. And the day before, I had asked God to know her. Not like her Christian name, like her God-given name. Like Jesus called Simon Peter. And I think his name, Paul had a different name. I think it was Saul. And so I asked God what mine was one time, and he said, and a pastor who was also a prophet told me Bethlehem, house of bread. So I thought that was good. So in my dream, I called her Christina, which means child of God, which I thought was good. In my dream, Lindsey called me Douglas, which means deep thought. And she also called me Andrew, which means like, I think it was like pure of heart or something. And then I wrote weird, let's see, people looking now. So I guess they're finally like looking at these videos. And this is from December 12th. But remember, it seems like, even though I recorded this on December 12th, it seems like the dreams are coming true as I'm recording them for you guys. So I forget what date today is, 29th. So we'll see. Anyway, I love you guys. No matter what, I'm not gonna lose faith. I'm still gonna be an awesome Josh. And what does my coworker call me? Mr. Josh. I love it. But yeah, love you guys.